Right now, silence reigns outside. Perhaps moonlight is gently seeping through your window. Perhaps it's hidden behind clouds. The world has slowed down. People who rushed all day have found their places. Even the city seems to be holding its breath. And you, at this very hour, are preparing for one of your body's greatest journeys. This journey is long, silent, and magnificent. Today, together with you, we'll discover the extraordinary changes your body experiences throughout the night. This transformation you live through every night but are unaware of. I'll explain it to you step by step, slowly. Your eyes might be getting heavy right now. Perhaps you're under a blanket, perhaps leaning against your pillow. Your body, without you saying anything to it, is pressing an internal button. This button is called the parasympathetic nervous system, but just call it rest mode. The system that kept you going all day, rushing about, accelerating your heartbeat during stressful moments is now slowly retreating. Another system takes its place, calm, slow, controlled. This system quietly sends this message to every corner of your body. You're safe now. You can rest now. Let yourself go. The first thing you'll notice is perhaps your breathing changing. You begin taking deep, slow breaths. Your chest expands peacefully, then slowly empties. You relax a bit more with each breath. Your heartbeat has also begun to slow. Your heart, which might have been beating 70, 80 times a minute during the day, is now finding a more comfortable tempo, 60, 55, 50. It's as if a calm drum is playing inside you, each beat longer and deeper than the last. When your heart finds this tempo, the rest of your body harmonizes with it. Your muscles begin to relax, your shoulders drop, the tension in your jaw melts away. Meanwhile, your body temperature is also beginning to change. Your core temperature, which perhaps hovered around 37 degrees during the day, is now slowly dropping. Half a degree, maybe a degree. It might seem like a small change, but it's a very important signal for your body. This temperature drop tells your brain, night has come, it's time to sleep. What's interesting is that if this temperature drop doesn't occur, falling asleep becomes difficult too. Your body adjusts its temperature like a thermostat, just like the heating system in your home. But this thermostat is much more sensitive, much smarter. Every cell, every organ adapts to this temperature change. Have you noticed your hands and feet? Perhaps they're a bit warmer right now, because your body is expelling excess heat to lower its core temperature. The blood vessels in your hands and feet dilate, blood flows there, and heat is released outside. This is why some people stick their feet out from under the covers while sleeping. Even with these small details, the body is preparing for sleep. Now let's go a bit deeper. Inside your body, there's a world invisible to the eye. Trillions of cells, each doing its own small task. And when night comes, these cells also change their operating mode. Cells that spent energy all day, constantly active, are now switching to repair mode. Imagine a factory that produces all day, machines running, workers rushing. When night comes, the factory stops, but there's no silence. Cleaning crews arrive, they repair broken places, maintain machines, prepare everything for the next day. Your body is exactly like this. Night is repair time. Night is renewal time. For this repair to happen, your body needs to maintain a certain balance. This is called homeostasis. Homeostasis is your body's art of keeping everything in balance. Water balance, salt balance, blood sugar balance, oxygen balance. Everything must be kept within certain limits. And throughout the night, while you sleep, your body magnificently maintains this balance. Think about water balance, for example. You don't drink anything all night long. You take in no water for hours, but when you wake up in the morning, your body is still functioning, not dried out, balanced. How does this happen? Your kidneys' nighttime duty changes. Kidneys that constantly produce urine during the day slow down at night, expel less water, conserve the water in your body. At the same time, a hormone kicks in, called antidiuretic hormone. This hormone tells the kidneys, hold on to water, don't waste it, it needs to last until morning. And your body listens to this command, conserves water. This is why you can sleep through some nights until morning without waking up. Your body wisely manages water so as not to interrupt your sleep. Let's look at blood sugar now. During the day you eat, sugar rises, falls, rises again. But at night, you eat nothing for hours. So how does your blood sugar stay balanced? Your liver kicks in. Your liver slowly releases sugar it stored during the day into the bloodstream, like a savings account at a bank. During the day, you deposit money. At night, when you need it, you withdraw it. Your liver also stores sugar during the day. At night, it gives your brain and other organs the necessary sugar. Your brain needs sugar even at night because your brain never stops. It's constantly active. That's why your liver works all night to keep blood sugar at a certain level. While you sleep, it's awake, at its post. The oxygen balance in your body is similar. You breathe, you take in oxygen, you expel carbon dioxide. At night, your breathing rate slows, but since your body's oxygen need decreases, this is sufficient. Your lungs take deeper breaths, work more efficiently. More oxygen is absorbed with each breath, so less breathing accomplishes more work. An economical system. Energy conservation. Your body knows that night is renewal time, no wasting unnecessary energy. Now let's look at your brain for a bit, because night is when your brain does its most interesting work. While you sleep, your brain never actually sleeps. It just changes the way it works. During the day, your brain is outward-facing, perceiving the external world, making decisions, planning, talking, moving. But at night, your brain turns inward. It cleans up inside itself, establishes order, records what it's learned. Let me talk a bit about brain waves. Your brain has electrical activity, constantly sending signals. The speed and shape of these signals change. When awake, your brain produces beta waves, fast, active waves. As you begin to fall asleep, you shift to alpha waves, a bit slower. Then when your eyes close, theta waves come, even slower. And finally, in the deepest sleep, delta waves, the slowest, deepest waves. These waves are your brain's different operating modes, each wave for a different task. Sleep isn't a single flat line. Sleep consists of cycles. Throughout the night, you experience several cycles. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes. In one cycle, first you enter light sleep, then you descend deeper, reach the deepest point, then rise a bit and start dreaming. Then the cycle starts again. Throughout the night, you experience 4, 5, maybe 6 cycles. In each cycle, your brain does different work. In deep sleep, that is, sleep with delta waves, your brain does a major cleaning. As cells work throughout the day, waste products form, just like a car emitting exhaust when running. These waste products shouldn't accumulate in your brain, or they'll cause damage. So what happens? Your brain has a special cleaning system. It's called the glymphatic system. This system becomes active at night, during deep sleep. The spaces between brain cells widen. Cerebrospinal fluid passes through these spaces and sweeps away waste products, like a vacuum robot working quietly in your home at midnight. While you sleep, it cleans. Everything is spotless in the morning. This is why sleep is important. If you don't sleep, your brain can't be cleaned. Waste products begin to accumulate, and over time, this creates problems. Let's get to dreams now. Dreams are a very interesting topic. We see dreams mostly during REM sleep. REM means rapid eye movement. During this phase, your eyes are closed but moving rapidly underneath, as if you're looking at things, but actually inside in your mind, you're watching a movie. Dreams can sometimes be meaningless, sometimes frightening, sometimes very beautiful. So why do you dream? Your brain is processing events you experienced during the day, things you learned, emotions you felt. Dreams are a byproduct of your brain's processing. Imagine you have thousands of files on your computer, all jumbled up. At night, the computer optimizes itself, organizes files, saves important ones, deletes unnecessary ones. Your brain does this too. It organizes your memories, saves important ones to long-term memory, deletes unnecessary details. During this process, sometimes strange connections are made. Different memories merge, impossible scenarios form. These become dreams. Another function of dreams is emotional regulation. If you experienced a stressful event during the day, if you were sad, if you were scared, your brain processes this at night. In dreams, you re-experience these emotions but in different contexts. Your brain digests these emotions, makes sense of them, reduces their effects. This is why sometimes you wake up in the morning and say, I was very upset yesterday, but I feel better now. Because at night your brain processed that emotion, lightened it. Sleep is like emotional therapy. Memory consolidation is also one of sleep's most important functions. When you learn something new during the day, for example, playing an instrument, learning a language, a formula, this information is initially recorded temporarily, but for it to become permanent, it needs sleep. While you sleep, your brain transfers this new information to your long-term memory. When you wake up in the morning, the information is more solid, more accessible. This is why sleeping before an exam is important. Staying up all night studying instead of sleeping after studying is much less effective, because information is only fully recorded during sleep. As you think about this work your brain does at night, perhaps you have more respect for sleep. Sleep isn't laziness. Sleep is one of the times when your brain works most intensely. While you rest, it works. While you dream, it organizes. While you know nothing, it prepares you for tomorrow. Now let's look at hormones. Hormones are your body's chemical messengers. Small molecules, but they do big things. They circulate in the bloodstream and give instructions to cells. Do this, don't do that, speed up, slow down. Throughout the night, hormones also change shifts. Some hormones increase, some decrease. Everything like an orchestra, harmonious, timely, in place. Let's start with melatonin. Melatonin is known as the sleep hormone. Inside your brain, there's a small gland that looks like a pine cone, the pineal gland. During the day, this gland doesn't produce much melatonin. But when evening comes and it gets dark, when less light enters your eyes, the pineal gland kicks in and starts producing melatonin. Melatonin mixes into the bloodstream and carries this message everywhere in your body. Night has fallen, it's time to sleep. As melatonin increases, your body feels sleepier, more relaxed. Your eyes get heavy, you start yawning. Melatonin levels stay high throughout the night, beginning to drop again toward morning. When light enters your eyes in the morning, melatonin production stops and you wake up. This is why avoiding bright lights at night is important. Bright light, especially blue light, tricks your brain, says it's still daytime, and inhibits melatonin production. That's why looking at phone and tablet screens can make sleeping difficult. Cortisol is another important hormone. Cortisol is known as the stress hormone, but it's actually much more. Cortisol manages your body's energy, regulates the immune system, affects blood pressure. Cortisol levels rise toward morning, reaching their highest level just before you wake up. This rise gives you energy to wake up, but throughout the night, cortisol stays low. Low cortisol tells your body, no danger, no stress, relax. If cortisol stays high at night, you can't sleep, you keep waking up, because your body stays alert as if there's danger. That's why stress disrupts sleep. When you're stressed, cortisol levels don't drop, and sleep quality deteriorates. Growth hormone is very important at night. Growth hormone isn't just for children's growth. In adults too, it's needed for tissue repair, muscle repair, cell renewal. This hormone is released most during deep sleep, that is during the delta wave phase. The pituitary gland, a small gland at the base of your brain, pumps growth hormone into the bloodstream throughout the night. This hormone goes to your muscles, bones, deep inside, and tells them, repair time. Muscles you used during the day are repaired at night. If you exercised, small tears occur in muscle fibers. This is normal and necessary for muscle growth, but these tears need to be repaired. Growth hormone does this at night. If you don't sleep enough, growth hormone can't be released sufficiently, and your muscles can't fully repair. That's why sleep is very important for athletes. Orexin is another hormone. Orexin is the wakefulness hormone. During the day, orexin levels are high, keeping you awake. But at night, especially while sleeping, orexin levels drop. Low orexin gives your brain the time to rest now message. In some people, orexin production doesn't work properly, and a condition called narcolepsy occurs. These people can suddenly fall asleep during the day because orexin levels aren't right. This also shows that the balance between wakefulness and sleep is very delicate, achieved through the coordinated work of many hormones. Neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine also work differently at night. These aren't actually hormones, they're chemicals that nerve cells use to send messages to each other. But they affect sleep. Serotonin affects mood during the day, generally associated with happiness. At night, serotonin plays a role in melatonin production. Melatonin is produced from serotonin. So serotonin is actually a step on the path to good sleep. Dopamine is related to the reward and motivation system. At night, dopamine levels drop, which reduces your urge to take action, facilitating rest. All these hormones and chemicals work like an orchestra in your body. Each plays its own instrument, but together they create a harmonious melody. The night shift is a special concert. While you sleep, they work, balancing everything, preparing for morning. Let's look at your heart and circulatory system now. Your heart is your body's pump. It works non-stop all day, pumping blood, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every cell. But at night, your heart also needs to rest a bit. Your heart rate slows, we said. But that's not all. Your blood pressure also drops. During the day, your blood pressure can be high due to standing, moving, experiencing stress. But at night, when you lie in bed, when your muscles relax, when you move away from stress, your blood pressure naturally drops. This drop allows your heart and blood vessels to rest. Blood flow from your vessels also changes. At night, blood is directed more toward internal organs. The digestive system, liver, kidneys, since they're busy with repair and cleaning work at night, they need more blood. At the same time, your brain also needs constant blood flow, so your body wisely manages blood, sending it where it's most needed. Your heart's electrical rhythm is also interesting. The heart works with electrical signals. Heart muscle contractions are triggered by electrical stimuli. At night, this electrical rhythm becomes more regular, calmer. There's something called heart rate variability. This is the variability in the time between heartbeats. High heart rate variability is generally a good thing, showing that your body adapts well to stress. At night, especially in deep sleep, heart rate variability increases. This shows that your heart is healthy, flexible, and rested. Let's move to the respiratory system. Your lungs are where oxygen enters your body and carbon dioxide exits. During the day, your breathing rate changes according to your activity. If you run, it speeds up. If you rest, it slows. At night, while sleeping, your breathing rate is quite slow, perhaps 12, 14 breaths per minute. Each breath deeper, more efficient. Your lungs expand, air sacs fill completely, oxygen exchange is maximum. More oxygen with fewer breaths, which means energy conservation. Your diaphragm muscle is the main muscle that enables breathing. During the day, the diaphragm constantly contracts and relaxes. At night, it works the same way, but the rhythm changes. Slower, more regular. Sometimes while sleeping, you might feel like you've forgotten to breathe, but actually your body continues breathing on autopilot without your brain even being aware. This automatic system is controlled in the brainstem, in a region called the medulla oblongata. This region constantly measures oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in the blood and adjusts breathing rate. Your body does this without you thinking about anything. In some people, the breathing pattern is disrupted at night, creating a condition called sleep apnea. Breathing stops for short periods, then starts again. This disrupts sleep, lowers oxygen levels, and can lead to health problems. But in normal sleep, if breathing is regular, your lungs and circulatory system work in perfect harmony. Let's get to the digestive system now. The digestive system is a magnificent system that breaks down the food you eat, absorbs nutrients, expels waste. But at night, the digestive system slows down a bit. That is, it doesn't stop completely, but its speed decreases. Your stomach, intestines, liver, all enter rest mode a bit. After eating, your stomach secretes acid, breaks down food. This process can take hours. If you eat a heavy meal late, your stomach has to work throughout the night. This can disrupt your sleep because your body has to deal with both digestion and sleep. The ideal is to finish eating a few hours before bed, so your stomach mostly finishes its work and can rest at night. Your intestines also work differently at night. During the day, your intestines make peristaltic movements, that is, contracting and relaxing to push food forward. At night, these movements slow but don't stop. Your intestines also need to repair, renew cells. Intestinal walls are constantly renewing because acids and enzymes during digestion can damage cells. At night, these cells are repaired. New cells are produced. Your liver, your body's largest internal organ. The liver does a lot of work, cleans toxins, produces bile, produces proteins, regulates blood sugar. At night, your liver is in detox mode. Harmful substances that entered your body during the day, if there are medications, alcohol, they're broken down in the liver. This process requires a lot of energy, and at night the liver focuses on this work. While you sleep, your liver works like a small chemistry lab, making harmful substances harmless, preparing them for elimination. Liver cells also renew at night. The liver is one of the rare organs in the body that can regenerate itself. When cells are damaged, it produces new cells. This renewal mostly happens at night. That's why sleep is important for liver health too. Let's look at the immune system. The immune system is the army that protects your body from viruses, bacteria, harmful substances. This army is constantly on patrol, checking every corner, looking for danger. At night, one of the immune system's important tasks is being prepared against infections. But night is also repair and memory time, not just for the brain, but for the immune system too. Your white blood cells are the immune system's soldiers. There are varieties: T cells, B cells, natural killer cells. Each has a different task. At night, especially in deep sleep, production of these cells increases. Your bone marrow produces white blood cells, and they mix into the bloodstream. So when you wake up in the morning, your immune system is stronger. There are also cytokines. Cytokines are messengers that immune cells use to communicate with each other. Some cytokines also work as sleep regulators. For example, interleukin-1 and TNF-alpha affect both immune response and sleep. Why do you want to sleep more when you're sick? Because your body is releasing these cytokines and telling you rest, the immune system is fighting. Sleep enables the immune system to work more effectively. Recovery speeds up. That's why when you're sick, doctors tell you, rest a lot. Sleep deprivation weakens the immune system. Research shows that if you don't sleep enough, your immune cells decrease. Your body becomes more vulnerable to infections. Even vaccine effectiveness decreases. That is, if you sleep well after getting vaccinated, your body responds better to the vaccine, produces more antibodies. Let's look at your muscles and bones now. Your muscles are structures that move your body. Throughout the day, your muscles contract, relax, constantly work. If you exercised, if you carried something heavy, microscopic tears occur in muscle fibers. These tears are small but need to be repaired. At night, muscle repair begins. Hormones like growth hormone and testosterone play a role in muscle repair at night. Especially in deep sleep, these hormones rise and go to muscle fibers to repair them. Torn fibers are repaired, even made stronger. This is called supercompensation. That is, your muscles become stronger than before they were torn. But this only happens if you sleep. If you don't sleep, repair is insufficient. Your muscles can't fully strengthen, can even be damaged. Let's look at bones too. Bones might seem lifeless, but they're actually living tissue, constantly renewing. There are two types of bone cells. Osteoblasts build new bone. Osteoclasts break down old bone. These two work in balance. At night, especially when growth hormone rises, bone building accelerates. This is very important for children and teenagers because their bones are growing, strengthening. In adults too, bone renewal continues. If you don't sleep enough, bone building decreases, bone loss accelerates. In the long term, this can lead to problems like osteoporosis. Let's look at your joints too. Joints are where bones connect, structures that enable your movement. In joints, there's cartilage tissue, preventing bones from rubbing against each other. Throughout the day, joints are under pressure, especially weight-bearing joints like knees and hips. At night, when you lie in bed, pressure on joints decreases. This allows cartilage tissue to rest, to repair. Joint fluid spreads to joints at night, carrying nutrients, taking away waste. When you wake up in the morning, joints are refreshed, ready. Let's look at your skin now. Skin is your body's largest organ. It protects you from the outside world, regulates temperature, gives you the sense of touch. At night, skin is also in repair mode. Throughout the day, sun, pollution, stress damage the skin. Cells age, die. At night, skin cells renew. Cell division accelerates, new cells are produced, old cells are shed. Collagen production also increases at night. Collagen is the protein that provides skin's elasticity and firmness. As you age, collagen production decreases, skin wrinkles, sags. but good sleep supports collagen production. That's why the saying beauty sleep isn't for nothing. Sleep really is important for skin health and appearance. If you don't sleep enough, signs of fatigue appear on your skin. Circles form under your eyes, skin looks pale. Let's look at your hair too. Hair follicles are hair production sites. These follicles are also constantly working, growing hair strands. Hair growth accelerates at night. Cells divide, new cell layers are added, and hair grows. Sleep deprivation can increase hair loss because cells can't renew sufficiently. Let's get to your eyes. Eyes are magnificent organs that perceive the outside world. During the day, your eyes are constantly open, constantly receiving light, constantly moving. Your eye muscles are even working, trying to focus, moving. At night, your eyes rest. Your eyelids close and darkness forms. Darkness allows light-sensitive cells in your eyes to rest. Photoreceptor cells in the retina wear out from being exposed to light throughout the day. At night, these cells renew their visual pigments. Your tears also have a nighttime function. The surface of your eyes must stay moist or it gets irritated. Even though your eyes are closed at night, tear glands work, keeping the eye surface moist. When you wake up in the morning, sometimes your eyes might feel dry. This results from tears evaporating throughout the night. Your ears don't fully close at night. That is, the hearing system stays slightly open. Why? Because your body wants to detect possible dangers. Thousands of years ago, humans lived in nature. There could be predators at night. There could be danger. So evolution chose to keep the hearing system slightly awake at night. If you hear a loud sound, you wake up because your brain can perceive the sound as danger. But small familiar sounds don't wake you. Your brain filters sounds, causes you to wake to important ones, ignores unimportant ones. For example, a mother immediately wakes to her baby's cry but doesn't wake to car sounds outside, because her brain categorizes baby crying as important, cars as unimportant. Your sense of smell is less active at night. Smell receptors in the nasal cavity are less sensitive while sleeping. This actually makes sense because you don't want smells to bother you at night, to interrupt your sleep. But some strong smells like smoke can wake you, because this could be a vital danger. Let's look at the sense of touch. Touch receptors in your skin are active at night, but their thresholds change. That is, you might not feel a light touch, but a strong touch will wake you. Your body adjusts this sensitivity to protect itself. Also, pain perception changes. At night, some pains are felt less, some more. This relates to how your brain processes pain signals. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and realize somewhere hurts, but you didn't feel it at all at night. Because while sleeping, your brain suppresses pain signals, thus preventing your sleep from being interrupted. Now let's look at some special systems in your body. The lymphatic system. The lymph system is similar to blood circulation but different. Lymph is the fluid between cells. This fluid carries nutrients to cells, takes away waste. Lymph vessels carry lymph and it's filtered in lymph nodes. Lymph nodes contain immune cells, clean harmful substances. At night, lymph flow continues, your body is being cleaned. Especially during deep sleep, lymph flow increases. Toxins are cleaned more quickly. The endocrine system, the system of hormone-producing glands, pituitary, thyroid, adrenal glands, pancreas, gonads, they all produce hormones and their operating modes change at night. Thyroid hormone affects metabolic rate. At night, thyroid hormone levels stay low, so metabolism slows, energy is conserved. Adrenal glands produce cortisol and adrenaline. At night, adrenaline is low because there's no emergency. The body is in rest mode. The pancreas produces insulin and glucagon, regulating blood sugar. At night, the pancreas works to keep blood sugar balanced, but less intensively than during the day. The reproductive system is also affected at night. Testosterone reaches its highest level in men toward morning. That's why men generally feel more sexual energy in the mornings. In women, hormone fluctuations are related to the menstrual cycle, but sleep quality affects hormone balance. Good sleep supports healthy hormone production. Now let's go even deeper to the cellular level. Every cell has mitochondria. Mitochondria are the cell's power plant. Nutrients from food are burned in mitochondria, and energy is produced. This energy is called ATP. Throughout the day, cells produce a lot of ATP because your body is active. But at night, energy need decreases, so mitochondria produce less ATP. But at the same time, Mitochondria are also repairing themselves. Mitochondrial damage is linked to aging and diseases. At night, cells clean their damaged mitochondria, produce new ones. This process is called autophagy and mitophagy. Cells clean the garbage inside themselves, thus staying healthy. Let's look at the cell nucleus. The nucleus is where DNA is stored. DNA is your body's instruction manual. Every cell has the same DNA, but every cell uses different genes. At night, gene expression changes. That is, some genes turn on, some turn off. Repair genes are more active at night. DNA damage constantly occurs. Ultraviolet light, toxins, even normal metabolism can damage DNA, but cells have DNA repair mechanisms. At night, these mechanisms are more active, DNA damage is repaired. If DNA repair isn't done, cells can mutate, even cancer can develop. That's why sleep is important for cancer prevention, too. Let's look at telomeres. Telomeres are protective caps at the ends of chromosomes, like the plastic pieces at the ends of shoelaces. With each cell division, telomeres shorten. When telomeres get too short, the cell can no longer divide and ages or dies. Telomere length is associated with aging. Good sleep protects telomere length. Sleep deprivation leads to telomeres shortening faster. That is, if you don't sleep enough, you're aging faster at the cellular level. Let's talk a bit about epigenetics. Epigenetics is the mechanisms that control which genes turn on and off. The DNA sequence doesn't change, but which genes are active changes. Environmental factors, lifestyle, things like sleep cause epigenetic changes. Good sleep makes healthy epigenetic changes. That is, the right genes turn on, the right genes turn off. Sleep deprivation can make negative changes in the epigenome, increasing disease risk. Now let's look even deeper inside the brain. There are billions of neurons in the brain, and each neuron is connected to thousands of other neurons. These connections are called synapses. Throughout the day, as you learn, new synapses form, some synapses strengthen, some weaken. This is called synaptic plasticity, the brain's ability to reshape itself. At night, these synapses are organized. Important connections are strengthened, unnecessary connections are pruned. This process is called synaptic homeostasis. That is, the brain returns overloaded synaptic connections during the day to normal, so it's ready to learn again the next day. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reshape itself. When you learn a new skill, like playing piano, new synaptic connections form in your brain. Some brain regions grow, but for these changes to be permanent, sleep is needed. Sleep supports neuroplasticity. If you don't sleep, newly learned skills don't fully settle. The brain also has a default mode network. This network is active when you're not doing an outward focused task, that is, when daydreaming, resting, dreaming. This network is related to functions like self-evaluation, future planning, social thinking. At night, while dreaming, this default mode network is very active. Perhaps dreams are a byproduct of this network's functioning. The brain is running simulations inside itself, creating scenarios, processing emotional states. Let's look at the brain-gut axis. The intestines are called the second brain because they contain so many nerve cells and are in constant communication with the brain. The microbiome in the intestines, that is, bacteria, affects brain functions. These bacteria produce neurotransmitters, affect the immune system, even affect mood. At night, the gut microbiome also has its own rhythm. Some bacteria are more active at night, some during the day. Good sleep maintains a healthy microbiome balance. Sleep deprivation can disrupt microbiome balance, leading to digestive problems, immune problems. Now let's talk a bit about your body's rhythms. Circadian rhythm is your body's internal clock, an approximately 24-hour cycle. This rhythm regulates many body functions: sleep-wake, hormone secretion, body temperature, blood pressure, digestion. Circadian rhythm is controlled by a small region in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This nucleus synchronizes with light signals from your eyes. When it sees light in the morning, it says day has started. When it gets dark in the evening, it says night has come. But not only in your brain, in almost every cell there are small clocks, called peripheral clocks. In liver cells, muscle cells, fat cells, there are always clocks. These clocks also synchronize with the central clock, but are also affected by factors like meal timing and exercise. So your body works with a very complex clock system, so everything is timely, harmonious. What happens if circadian rhythm is disrupted? For example, if you work the night shift, if you travel and change time zones, or if you constantly sleep irregularly, your circadian rhythm gets disrupted. This can lead to many health problems, sleep disorders, metabolic problems, immune weakness, even increased risk of heart disease and cancer. Because your body can't figure out when to do what, order is disrupted. There are also seasonal rhythms. Day length changes according to seasons. In winter, days are short, nights long. In summer, the opposite. Your body adapts to these changes. In winter, melatonin is secreted for a longer time, which can make you feel more need for sleep. In some people, seasonal affective disorder occurs, especially in winter. Mood can drop. This is related to lack of light and melatonin changes. The effect of lunar cycles is debatable. Some research suggests that sleep quality changes during the full moon, but it's not certain. Perhaps thousands of years ago, when moonlight provided illumination at night, it affected sleep patterns. But now, with artificial light everywhere, the moon's effect is less. Let's look at dreams in a bit more detail. Dreaming mostly occurs during REM sleep. REM sleep comes cyclically throughout the night, getting a bit longer with each cycle. The first REM period might be 10 minutes. The last REM period may be 30-40 minutes. That's why toward morning dreams are longer, more detailed. And when you wake up in the morning, you usually remember your last dream, because you woke from REM sleep. During REM sleep, interesting things happen in the brain. Visual cortex, auditory cortex, emotional centers are very active. But the prefrontal cortex, the part that thinks logically, makes decisions, is less active. That's why dreams can be illogical. Strange things happen, but in the dream you accept them as normal. Your critical thinking ability is diminished. In dreams there are usually visual images, sounds, emotions, but smell and taste rarely occur. Why? Because smell and taste cortexes are less active during REM sleep. But every person is different. Some people can experience smell or taste in their dreams. Lucid dreaming. That is a dream where you're aware you're dreaming. Some people can learn this, can control their dreams. During lucid dreaming, the prefrontal cortex becomes a bit more active, bringing awareness. But you're still in REM sleep, so you're not fully awake. Nightmares are frightening dreams, usually occur during REM sleep. But some nightmares can also occur during NREM sleep. These are called night terrors. Night terrors, especially more common in children, sudden awakening from deep sleep, feeling fear, screaming can occur, but usually not remembered in the morning. Nightmares are remembered and usually related to stress, trauma, anxiety. Dream interpretation has existed in many cultures throughout history, but scientifically, dreams don't have a definite meaning. Dreams are a byproduct of the brain's processing, but they can still carry personal meanings. Recurring themes in your dreams can reflect your inner world, fears, desires. Dreams are a kind of diary of your brain. Now let's get to sleeplessness. That is, sleep deprivation. What happens if you don't sleep for one night? The first effect is feeling very tired the next day. Your concentration decreases, attention span shortens, reflexes slow. It can be dangerous when driving because sleep deprivation reduces performance similarly to alcohol's effect. Your mood is also affected. You might feel more irritable, more anxious, more depressed. Not sleeping for one night has short-term effects. But chronic sleep deprivation, that is, constantly sleeping insufficiently, leads to serious long-term health problems. Heart disease risk increases, diabetes risk increases, obesity risk increases, immune system weakens, even lifespan shortens. Because your body can't find repair time, can't establish balance, slowly wears out. There's something called sleep debt. For example, if you sleep 1 hour less every night, this deficit accumulates. You can compensate a bit by sleeping long on weekends, but you can't fully pay off your debt. Because sleep is about quality as much as duration. Regular, quality sleep is essential. Factors affecting sleep quality: light, noise, room temperature, bed comfort, stress level, what you ate before bed, caffeine, alcohol, screen use. All affect your sleep. Ideal sleep environment: dark, quiet, cool, comfortable. Relaxing activities before bed. Reading, light stretching, meditation. Things to avoid: bright screens, heavy meals, caffeine, stressful thoughts. Caffeine is a stimulating substance. It blocks adenosine receptors in the brain. Adenosine is a substance that accumulates throughout the day, creating a feeling of fatigue. Caffeine blocks adenosine's effect so you feel awake. But caffeine's effect lasts for hours. If you drink coffee in the afternoon, its effect can still continue in the evening and make it difficult to fall asleep. Alcohol can initially create a sleep feeling but disrupts sleep quality. It suppresses REM sleep, leads to frequent awakenings at night. You wake up tired in the morning because sleep depth and quality were low. Exercise increases sleep quality, but timing is important. Exercising in the morning or afternoon helps you sleep better at night. But if you do intense exercise late at night, your body gets excited, your temperature rises, sleeping becomes difficult. So finishing exercise at least 3-4 hours before bed is good. Meditation and breathing exercises are very beneficial before sleep. They calm your mind, reduce stress, activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Deep, slow breaths slow your heart. Put your body in rest mode. Mindfulness meditation teaches observing your thoughts, not getting stuck on them. This also facilitates falling asleep. Now let me talk a bit about special sleep disorders. Insomnia, that is sleeplessness, is the most common sleep disorder. Difficulty falling asleep or inability to maintain sleep. Causes are various: stress, anxiety, depression, poor sleep habits, medical conditions. Treatment usually involves behavioral techniques, sleep hygiene, sometimes medication. Sleep apnea is breathing stopping and starting during sleep. The airway gets blocked, oxygen drops, the person partially wakes, then sleeps again. Can happen dozens, even hundreds of times throughout the night. Person is tired in the morning, very sleepy during the day. Snoring can be a sign of sleep apnea. Treatment is CPAP device, weight loss, sometimes surgery. Narcolepsy is uncontrollable sleep attacks during the day, caused by orexin hormone deficiency. Cataplexy, sudden muscle relaxation, can also occur. During strong emotions, the person can collapse. Treatment is medication and lifestyle changes. Restless leg syndrome is uncomfortable sensations in the legs, need to move, especially worsens in evening and night, prevents falling asleep. Causes aren't fully known, but iron deficiency, genetics, some medications can be influential. Treatment is iron supplementation, medications, lifestyle changes. Circadian rhythm disorders are the body's clock being out of sync with the outside world. Delayed sleep phase syndrome is sleeping very late and waking very late. Advanced sleep phase syndrome is sleeping very early and waking very early. Jet lag is the body's inability to adapt after time zone changes. Shift work disorder is sleep problems from irregular work hours. Treatment is light therapy, melatonin, sleep timing adjustments. Now let's look at sleep needs by age. Babies sleep 16-18 hours a day. Because growth and brain development are very rapid, children 9-10 hours. Teenagers also need 9-10 hours but generally sleep insufficiently. Because school starts early but teenagers' circadian rhythms have shifted to late hours, that is, they naturally want to sleep late, wake late. This mismatch leads to chronic sleep deprivation in many teenagers. Adults generally need 7 to 9 hours. But there are individual differences. Some people feel fine with 6 hours, some need 9 hours. Genetics, lifestyle, health status are influential. The elderly tend to sleep less. But this isn't because they need less. It's because they have more difficulty sleeping. With aging, sleep architecture changes, deep sleep decreases, frequent nighttime awakenings increase. That's why elderly people usually take short naps during the day. Sleep need increases during pregnancy, especially in the first and last trimesters. Hormonal changes, body changes, inability to find a comfortable position can lead to sleep problems. Now let's talk a bit about animal sleep too, because it's interesting and can shed light on humans. Almost all animals sleep. Even insects show sleep-like resting states. Mammals, birds, reptiles, fish all sleep. This shows that sleep has been around since early evolution. It's a very fundamental need. Dolphins and whales sleep with half their brain. That is, while one half of the brain sleeps, the other half stays awake. This way they both rest and can surface to breathe. Because they breathe with lungs, they could drown underwater. This is a magnificent adaptation. Birds, especially migratory birds, can sleep while flying. They have short sleep attacks, a few seconds. Or they do half-brain sleep, like dolphins. This way, they both continue flying and rest. Giraffes sleep very little, only about 2 hours a day, because herbivores must stay constantly alert and careful against dangers. Bats sleep a lot, though, 20 hours a day, because they expend energy very quickly for flying and metabolism. By sleeping, they conserve energy. Winter sleep, hibernation, exists in some animals, bears, squirrels, frogs, snakes. When food decreases in winter, they lower their body temperatures, slow their metabolisms, sleep for months. This is actually different from normal sleep, a state called torpor. Body temperature drops very low, heartbeat slows, breathing decreases. Energy conservation is maximum. When spring comes, they wake up. Is dreaming only in humans? No. Most mammals have REM sleep. There's strong evidence that dogs dream. While sleeping, they move their legs, bark, their eyes move. They're probably dreaming of running or playing. Research on mice shows that mice re-experience in their dreams the labyrinths they ran during the day. So animals also do memory consolidation, just like humans. How has sleep been shaped in terms of human evolution? Our ancestors, millions of years ago, lived in trees. At night, they slept in trees to protect themselves from predators. Then humans came down to the ground, began living in caves, in communities. At night, they would sleep around a fire for security. Sleep was time to be with the community, and some individuals would sleep lightly, staying alert against danger, a kind of guard duty. These evolutionary adaptations may have shaped our current sleep patterns too. In modern times, sleep patterns have changed a lot. Before the invention of electric light, people would wake with the sun, sleep with darkness. But now bright lights exist day and night, screens exist, work hours have extended, natural circadian rhythm is disrupted. 100 years ago, people slept an average of 9 hours. Now most people sleep less than 7 hours. This is a cost of modern life. There are also cultural differences. In some cultures, there's siesta, short afternoon sleep tradition. Spain, Mexico, some Mediterranean countries. Research shows that a short afternoon nap reduces fatigue, increases performance, can be beneficial for heart health. But modern work life mostly doesn't allow this luxury. Polyphasic sleep is sleeping several times a day. Some people experiment and apply this. For example, sleeping 4 hours at night, 20 minutes several times during the day. Total sleep duration decreases, but theoretically they're trying to optimize REM and deep sleep cycles. But most experts say this is unhealthy in the long term. The body needs one long natural sleep period. Now let's talk about technology. Sleep tracking devices, smartwatches, sleep apps have become widespread. They measure heart rate, movement, sometimes blood oxygen, and estimate sleep stages. These devices can provide awareness about sleep, but they are not completely accurate. The gold standard is polysomnography, detailed sleep testing done in a hospital. But home-use devices can also give a general idea. Smart alarm clocks try to wake you during light sleep. This way they reduce the stupefying effect of waking from deep sleep. Some people find it useful, some don't see much effect. There are individual differences. Sleep apps offer meditation, relaxing sounds, ASMR content, white noise, pink noise, rain sounds, wave sounds. These sounds can mask external noises, can be relaxing. But some people prefer absolute silence. Personal preference. Blue light filters try to reduce the negative effect of screen use at night. Blue light is the light that most inhibits melatonin production. Filtering blue light in evening hours can protect melatonin production, facilitate sleeping. But the best thing is to stay away from screens an hour before bed. Sleep medications can be helpful in some cases, but there are risks of addiction, side effects, decreased sleep quality. Most experts recommend medications as a last resort, advising trying behavioral and lifestyle changes first. Melatonin supplements work for some people, especially for jet lag, shift work, delayed sleep phase syndrome. But melatonin is already produced in your body. Taking it externally can affect your body's own production. Long-term use effects aren't fully known. Getting doctor's advice is important. Herbal products, chamomile tea, lemon balm, lavender, they can have relaxing effects but aren't strong sleep aids. There can also be a placebo effect, but harmless, safe to try. Now let's look at the power of our dreams. Imagining, preparing your mind for the future. If you set goals during the day, make plans, your brain processes this information at night, creates scenarios. Some research suggests that experiencing future scenarios in dreams can develop decision-making ability in real life. So dreams are a kind of mental rehearsal. The relationship between creativity and sleep is strong. Many famous inventions came in dreams or moments after sleep. Mendeleev saw the periodic table in his dream. Kekulé realized the benzene ring in his dream. Paul McCartney heard the song Yesterday in his dream. Why? Because sleep connects different pieces of information, makes new connections. When awake, you think logically, linearly, but while sleeping, your brain is freer, can cross boundaries, create unexpected connections. This is where creativity is born. Problem solving can also be easier after sleep. You've said, let me think about this overnight. When you wake up in the morning, the solution appears clearer, because at night your brain processed the problem in the background, looked from different angles, found a solution path. Emotional intelligence is related to sleep. People who sleep well manage their emotions better, understand others' emotions better, can empathize, because sleep regulates the brain's emotional centers. Sleep deprivation increases emotional reactivity. That is, you can overreact even to small things. Social relationships are affected by sleep. When tired, you get irritated more quickly, are less patient, less understanding. People who sleep well establish better relationships, resolve conflicts better. Physical performance and sleep. Sleep is very critical for athletes. Muscle repair, sharpness of reflexes, endurance, all related to sleep. Professional athletes generally sleep 9-10 hours a day because they know that sleep is part of performance. In the Olympics, seconds are decisive. A good night's sleep can win that second. Learning and academic success. Students need to sleep enough, but unfortunately most students sleep insufficiently. Exams, homework, social life, screens. Sleep is sacrificed. But research is clear. Students who sleep well get better grades, understand better, remember better, because learning is consolidated during sleep. Sleep in work life. Leaders, managers, employees. Everyone sleeping well is important for productivity. A tired employee makes mistakes, loses concentration, makes bad decisions. Some companies are aware of this, offering sleep rooms, flexible work hours, because a happy, rested employee is more productive. Now let's debunk some myths about sleep. Myth: I don't need sleep, 4 hours is enough. Reality: most people need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a day. Those who think 4 hours is enough are actually experiencing chronic sleep deprivation and aren't aware. Their performance has dropped, but they've normalized it. Myth: weekend catch-up sleep is enough. Reality: sleeping long on weekends is partially helpful, but not as good as regular sleep. The body loves consistency. Myth: you need less sleep as you age. Reality: elderly people also need to sleep 7 to 8 hours, but sleep quality decreases so they struggle. Myth: alcohol helps you sleep well. Reality: although alcohol seems to make you sleepy initially, it disrupts sleep quality. Myth: exercise always increases sleep quality. Reality: yes, if done at the right time, but intense exercise late at night can make sleeping difficult. Myth: snoring is harmless. Reality: snoring can be a sign of sleep apnea, a serious condition. Myth: watching TV makes you sleepy. Reality: screen light and content can be stimulating, can make sleeping difficult. Now let's get to morning. The night journey is ending. Your body has worked all night, cleaned, repaired, saved memories. Now it's slowly preparing to wake. Cortisol has started rising, giving you energy. Melatonin is dropping, wakefulness is coming. Your body temperature is rising, muscle tone is returning. Your heartbeat is accelerating, blood pressure is rising. All systems are switching to day mode. Even before your eyes open, your brain is waking. You're coming out of REM sleep, entering light sleep. You start hearing sounds from the outside world. Maybe an alarm is ringing, or morning light is hitting your face. Your eyes slowly open. The first few seconds you're a bit confused. Where are you? When? Who? Then you quickly realize your orientation returns. Morning has come, a new day is starting. While waking, your body experiences a transition process. Instead of suddenly jumping up, stretching slowly. Taking a few deep breaths is beneficial. Your muscles stretch, joints move, blood flow increases. Your brain also needs a few minutes to fully switch to awake mode. That's why you might feel a bit sluggish in the mornings. This is called sleep inertia. You might wait for coffee or wash your face with cold water. You slowly become clear. Your morning routine is important. A regular wake time strengthens your body's circadian rhythm. Waking at the same time every day, even on weekends, teaches your body when it needs to wake. Over time, you don't even need an alarm. Your body wakes on its own. Morning light is very important. Being exposed to light as soon as you wake completely stops melatonin production, starts serotonin production, synchronizes circadian rhythm. If possible, go outside, look at natural sunlight. If you can't go out, open the window, let light in. This is fundamental for your energy throughout the day and your sleep at night. Morning movement fully awakens the body. A light walk, stretching movements, yoga. Your blood circulation accelerates. Oxygen spreads everywhere. Metabolism activates. You feel energized. Breakfast, the first meal of the day. Your body was fasting all night. Now it needs fuel. A balanced breakfast. Protein, complex carbohydrates, healthy fats, gives energy to your brain and muscles. Your blood sugar rises steadily. Thus, continuous energy is provided. Overly sugary breakfasts create a quick rise, then quick drop. You feel tired before noon. Morning mental activities. Many people feel more productive, more creative in the mornings. Because your brain is rested, memories are consolidated, ready. Leaving important tasks for morning can make sense. Energy can drop in the afternoon. Attention can decrease. Now let's get to your outlook on life after sleep. A good night's sleep can make you see the world differently. A problem that seemed unsolvable yesterday can seem simple today. You were very upset yesterday. Today you feel calmer, more hopeful. Sleep provides emotional perspective. It clears the mind, renews it. Sleep is a kind of small death, small rebirth. Every night you die a little. Consciousness is lost, your body continues while you're gone. Then in the morning you wake, are born again. A new day, new opportunities. This perspective is a bit philosophical, but worth thinking about. Sleep gives you the chance to start over every day. The slate is cleaned. You can write again. Life is a learning process. Every day, new lessons. Sometimes easy, sometimes difficult. Sometimes you understand, sometimes you don't. But the process continues. Sleep is a critical part of this learning process, because during sleep, you consolidate what you've learned, integrate it. Experiences you live during the day become yours at night. They become part of you. Sometimes you experience difficult experiences, loss, disappointment, pain. Digesting these experiences takes time. Sleep helps this digestion process. Every night you process a bit more, accept a bit more, heal a bit more. They say time heals everything, but actually sleep is very important in time, because healing largely happens during sleep. The relationship between trauma and sleep is complex. People who've experienced trauma generally have sleep problems, nightmares, insomnia, fear, because sleep is a vulnerable state and trauma has shaken trust. But sleep is essential for healing. It's a contradictory situation. In therapy, creating a safe environment, teaching relaxation techniques, sometimes medication, all aimed at increasing sleep quality. Because without good sleep, healing can't fully occur. Resilience is strengthened with sleep. Resilient people cope better with difficulties, recover faster. Sleep increases resilience because your body and mind are rested, strong. Sleep deprivation decreases resilience. Even small stresses can seem big. Finding balance in life is an art. Work and rest, giving and receiving, movement and stillness, wakefulness and sleep. Both are necessary. One isn't complete without the other. If you only work and don't rest, you burn out. If you only rest and don't work, you stagnate. Balance is somewhere in the middle, at the right time for each. Sleep enables you to find the right balance for yourself. Your body knows how much sleep it needs. Listen to it. Some nights more, some nights less. When seasons change, your needs can change. In winter, you might want to sleep a bit more. In summer, a bit less. Natural, normal. There can be societal pressures. Sleep less, work more, be successful. But this isn't sustainable. Can work in the short term, brings collapse in the long term. Put your own needs above societal expectations. Because in the end, you live with your own health, not others' expectations. Being able to say no is an important skill. No to others' requests, expectations. When your sleep time comes, being able to say, no, that's enough. I need to sleep. Setting boundaries, showing respect for yourself. Others may understand or may not, but your health is your responsibility. Sleep should be a human right. Everyone should be able to sleep safely and comfortably. But unfortunately, many people in the world don't have this right. War zones, poverty, homelessness, working conditions. For these people, sleep is a luxury. Changing this is a social and political issue. But there are also things you can do individually. Show empathy, give support, create awareness. Now let's also look at future generations. Teaching children the value of sleep is important. Establishing good sleep habits at an early age provides lifelong benefits. But unfortunately, in modern society, children also sleep insufficiently. Schools start early. Homework is a lot. Screen time is long. Parents and the education system are responsible for this. Moving school start times back is scientifically supported, especially for teenagers, because teenagers' circadian rhythms naturally shift to later hours. School starting at 8 in the morning is incompatible with teenagers' biology. In some countries, schools are taking this knowledge into account, moving start times later. Results are positive. Students are more alert, more focused. Grades rise, traffic accidents decrease. Technology companies also have responsibility. Screens, notifications, constant connectivity all disrupt sleep. Some companies are developing sleep-friendly features, night mode, reminders, screen time limits. But more can be done. Ethical design should prioritize user health, avoid creating addiction. Environmental policies are also important. Noise pollution regulations, reducing light pollution, clean air standards, all indirectly affect sleep health. A healthy planet means healthy people. Environment and human health are inseparable. Climate change is one of the biggest threats to the future, and it will also have an effect on sleep. Rising temperatures, especially in poor regions, will reduce sleep quality. People without the luxury of air conditioning won't be able to sleep on hot nights. This will deepen health inequality even more. But there's hope. People are gaining awareness. Sleep health is being talked about more and more. Research is increasing. Policymakers are listening. Companies are changing. Slowly but surely, sleep culture is changing in a positive direction. You can also be part of this change by being a good example to those around you, by talking about the importance of sleep, by sharing with your family, friends. Small changes can create big effects. Now let's return to you. This long journey is finding an end, but your journey with your sleep will continue. Every night, a new opportunity. Every morning, a new hello. While listening to or reading this narrative, perhaps you got tired, perhaps you relaxed, perhaps you thought, whatever you felt is right, because everyone's experience is different. Sleep is like that too. What works for one person may not work for another. Know yourself, try, discover. Find the best sleep pattern for you, and remember, don't get caught up in the pursuit of perfection. Sleeping perfectly every night isn't realistic. Life is full of fluctuations, sometimes good, sometimes bad. What's important is the general trend. If you sleep well most nights, it's enough. There will be bad nights occasionally, no problem. Be tolerant toward yourself. Sleep, we said, is a journey, but it's also a home. Sleep is like coming home. During the day, you're outside, in the world, on adventure. When evening comes, you return home. Close your door, you're safe. Sleep is that home, familiar, safe, comforting. Every night you return there. Every morning you go out again. Coming home is a good feeling. After a long journey, lying in your own bed. Familiar pillow, familiar blanket, familiar sounds, smells. Ah, I'm home, you say. Sleep is like that too. Ah, I'm sleeping, you say. You find peace. Sometimes you have to sleep away from home. Hotel, guest room, camping. Can feel different, can take time to adjust. But over time, sleep can come, because sleep is actually an internal state. External conditions help, but the real work happens inside. Your mind and body switching to sleep mode. Wherever you are, you can make this transition. As meditation masters say, everywhere is home because nowhere is home. That is, home isn't a physical place, it's a state. Feeling peaceful, centered, grounded. You can find this everywhere if you carry it inside. Sleep is similar. If you find peace within yourself, you can sleep anywhere. Now we're really approaching the end. Maybe your eyes have started getting heavy. Maybe you're yawning. Maybe you feel calm, peaceful. Maybe you're wondering, when will this end? But here it is. It's ending. A few last thoughts, a few last breaths, a few last words. Sleep isn't half of life, actually. Sleep is life itself, because you're also living while sleeping, in a different dimension, in a different consciousness. But there's still life, still experience, dreams, sensations, processes, changes, all part of life. Death is different. Death is the end of life. But sleep is the middle of life, a temporary pause, then continuation. That's why sleep isn't death, sleep is rebirth. Dying every night and being born every morning is an empowering metaphor. It gives you flexibility. Whoever I was yesterday, I can be different today. The past doesn't have to define you. The future is open. Now is in your hands. Sleep reminds you of this freedom. You're not a fixed identity. You're a constantly changing, developing, transforming being. Every sleep is a metamorphosis. From caterpillar to butterfly, from seed to flower. Maybe not that dramatic, but something similar is happening. Renewal, transformation. At the end of your life, when you look back, what will you see? Thousands of sleeps, thousands of awakenings, each one a part of your life. Maybe you remember some, you forget most, but all of them brought you to who you are today. Sleep is your history, and now tonight's sleep will add another page to your history, another layer to who you are. Tomorrow morning you'll wake up a bit more experienced, a bit wiser, because the night will transform you. Trust in this. Trust in sleep. Trust in your body. Trust in your process. You're on the right path. Everything is as it should be. And now, my voice is slowing. Words are decreasing. Silence is approaching. Your sleep is very soon. You're ready. Everything is ready. Close your eyes if they're open. Deepen your breath. Feel your body's weight. Gravity is pulling you down to the bed, to the deep. No resistance, only surrender. Thoughts are slowing. Sounds are moving away. The world is fading. You're sinking. Safe, calm, peaceful. Good night, dear one. Sweet dreams. May your dreams be beautiful. Wake with the sun in the morning. Return to life. But now only sleep, only rest, only being. And so, this journey is completing. Sleep and human biology we told for 2 hours. Now I'm leaving you alone with your sleep. The universe is embracing you. Night is wrapping you. Your body is taking care of you. Everything is in order. Now only silence, only breath, only you. Let sleep come. Goodbye.